obviously had no idea they were wrecking. So, hindsight, you try not to push the Toyota past the Chevy, but at the same time, we hit him enough to get him off the mid, or hit him enough to get him off his lane and open up the middle, which is exactly where I wanted to be. So, unfortunate result, but ultimately, if you put yourself in a spot to win a race, this is the second race of the year. I don't even know if anybody knew we were in the race at Daytona for how bad we were with the fuel pump and everything. So I called Jeff Dickerson in the middle of the week. I said, I know our normal strategy, or my normal strategy is ride, but I'm just going to take every run I got. We're just going to go race. To get stage points and finish second, that's a big lead back into the points that we needed. And it just sucks. I've ran second enough in trucks to know how heartbreaking it is. Cup's a little bit more bittersweet.
I need to ask you had a long conversation with Wise Chastain after you get out of the car. Ryan Blaney also met Brad. You had a chance to chat with you as well. What did you guys have a chance to talk about?
They just wanted to know the new Triple Dipper at Chili's menu. So we'll probably meet there later. So that's it.
I think that's something.
Guys, let's take a few steps this way so we can clear the cars off the pit road. Then we can start getting closer.
What were those conversations like?
Well, wait a second. Jeez, you got to keep moving up a little bit. We got to keep going.
Second place
Give
result
him a little
from
bit of
Carson
space.
Hocevar. Talk about that move you made to take it 3 wide there at the end.
Ultimately, I thought that was the best opportunity. You're not going to win the race behind anybody. So to get the 20 off the middle and get them third lane and roll the middle was a really good opportunity for us to have clean air and ultimately just do the 3 wide drag race the line. And unfortunately, they wrecked behind, which I had no idea about. And just unfortunate.
What did Ryan Blaney say to you? Clearly, going into the corner and giving a guy an aggressive bump like that isn't always going to get the best result.
Yeah, I apologize to him, and he finished fourth, so he was able to rebound, and luckily he didn't tear anybody else up. And there's a few things that I probably need to clean up on, but normally I'm riding 38th and trying to put myself in a decent spot to just finish in the teens. So this is the first time I've ever really been up front, especially at Super Speedway, pushing and doing everything. And I felt like I did some things right, just obviously not everything right.
So would you call this a learning experience?
And everything's a learning experience, even if you win. So yeah, it's for sure.
Appreciate your time.
Do you have respect for the veterans in the business?
I don't know if it would have made a difference, to be honest. Like, the difference was the yellow coming out or not, honestly. I felt like, the experience is a really good scapegoat for excuses. So I don't want to label it that or anything, or experience or respect or anything. I feel like if you're good and up there like we were, I think guys will push you, and I think that's what we saw.
When he said he kind of talked to you about lifting and things like that, your conversation with Ross seemed a little more heated and didn't want to shake your hand there at the end. What was that about?
Yeah, it was literally just honestly about the Triple Dipper at Chili's, honestly. Obviously that's not true, but that's me and him to discuss, and if anything, maybe I'll invite him to Chili's.
Hasn't he been kind of like a mentor to you over the last year or so?
Yeah, sometimes you agree and disagree at things, and ultimately I felt like I made the decision that was to win the race, and I think we'll be able to continue to talk about it, because obviously we have each other's phone numbers. And I was talking to Alanis this morning, and he said he roots on 2 guys on Sundays, so it was fun to have us lined up there at the end.
What you were surprised? The process that the young driver goes through to kind of establish yourself a little bit. You're going to ruffle the feathers a little bit, and it's kind of part of the course.
Yeah, ultimately I'm glad I've lost one now, because it takes losing one to win one. So you talk about the progress, right, and the journey. So hopefully this is a quick lose one and then win one hopefully soon.
Did you have a chance to win the race?
Did you have done anything different there? Would you have done anything different there now, looking back?
Before the incident, you don't do anything different. And obviously, knowing the result and having that experience, you're going to do something different. I was more worried about defending the middle, and I just got offset of him and hit him and got him loose, and then I was trying to check up and ultimately spun. So there's multiple things I would do different knowing the result, but obviously, if you were to rewind it knowing what I knew now, I didn't think we would crash, or I would spin him or hit him hard enough and offset enough. Things happen fast, and now knowing that or experiencing that first time, I would do things different.
How much do you...
Finishing second, or is it like, dang it, it's that close? And what's the feeling like?
It sucks right now. but I'm sure on Monday it'll be just fine, or tomorrow when I look at the points and know how close we were and go through our competition meetings. Yeah, it feels good. You know, that's tied with the best Spire finish, so that's ultimately a really big thing for me. I know I was, you know, I don't want to say jealous, but I'm hungry when Zane ran second, so excited now to just improve that one spot better. We finished third before, and now we finished second, and hopefully next time we win.
Any trepidation pushing a Toyota?
Can you tell me what happened with your car?
I was just focused on defending middle and offset, and I thought he would kind of come back up, and I don't know, I was focused on defending middle more than hitting him. I didn't think it would offset him. I thought I could hit him pretty hard. That was the first time I probably lined up a Chevy nose with a Ford nose, and it just got him in a really bad spot, and that's 100% on me.
Any trepidation pushing a Toyota?
I mean, if that was off 4, you don't push him, but into 3, I just hit him to get him off the middle. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks, the optics of it for sure. It's not fun to do that, especially for how well I feel like we were right now working with Mr. H and Hendrick Motorsports and Hendrick Engine Program and everything. They do a lot for us. So to have that happen, the result is not exactly by any means what I wanted, but at the same time, I felt like I wanted to be middle and not pushing a car off of 4. And I never heard they were wrecking, and you can't assume they're going to crash and cause a yell and lift. You're never going to do that. So it was just unfortunately bad timing that if it goes green and we win the race, I don't think that's a problem.
So what specifically was Ross upset with you about?
I mean, that's for him to tell y'all or explain. I can only explain my side.
What is your side?
Like, do you leave here happy that you were in the mix for the win, or are you here like, I've maybe didn't do myself a lot of favors with some other drivers?
No, I mean, finishing second. We're here to win races, not be a boy band and love each other and play on the playground together. So obviously there's learning lessons. You don't want to piss anybody off or frustrate anybody, and there's things I would clean up for sure. And but it's going to come with learning that. It's the first time I've ever, again, I'm normally 40th waiting for them to crash and hoping they crash, and I finish in the teens. So to be up front and get stage points both stages and have a shot to win is something to held my head high real much. And I've always said I'm a really bad super speedway racer, so this at least gives me a little bit more confidence.
You also kind of angered Kyle Busch early on in the race. Do you remember your racing around with him?
That was a long time ago. I'm sorry, I don't know.
You talk about you feel like you're not a good super speedway and run toward the back, but you ran toward the middle and the front a lot tonight. So when was the decision, or how was the decision in not doing the plan that you did?
Well, we knew our cars are going to be better, obviously, right, with Travis and McDowell's, expertise and notebook at super speedways. I called Jeff Dickerson right after on Monday, and I was like, man, I told my team I was not riding at all after the 500. I don't even know if any of y'all even knew I was in the race, to be honest. But I said I wasn't riding, and I called Jeff and I said, hey man, what do you think I do? And he's like, well, you just ride. You do what you normally do. And I said, I think I'm just going to go race, and I'm just going to go see what happens. So they have full faith in me on the riding thing, and they have full faith in me in going forward. And I felt like our car was capable enough to do what we just did. And last year I still probably ride because I think we weren't there yet, but now I felt like I was racing the race car I was racing against. So lots to hold our head high on.
Kyle said that after the race, he said, hey, you had a fast car. He thought you made some aggressive or sketchy moves in the first stage where he's like, hey, do you really need to be doing that? Not being in your seat. I mean, maybe you need to get the track position. Do you get it? I know you say you don't quite remember that's long.
Yeah.
Ago, but how you feel your mindset was in that first stage?
I was racing from the drop of the rag for me, honestly. I was in go, take every run and, just get track position. And every time we lost it, we just get it right back. So for me, I had to make up for riding, and I had to get all the experience I could and be super aggressive and learn every move I could. And I felt like it, being super aggressive in stage 1, I feel like, maybe sketching people out, but at the same time, I felt like I knew exactly what I needed to do on that last restart to put myself in a spot to win the race. And again, there's things I would clean up, but you're not going to make the right decisions every time, especially with how fast we're going and how many runs is happening. And I can only apologize and say I'm going to get better.
Thanks, guys.
The Vivid EV Anthem is the essence of American spirit. Made with lithium battery technology, this neighborhood electric vehicle features vibrant colors, diamond stitch seats, and seats up to 6. It isn't just made in America, it's made for America.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.